Proton, established in 1983 as Malaysia's national car project, has significantly impacted the country's economy and automotive industry. Proton, a key player in Malaysia's automotive industry, faces various challenges that require a strong risk governance system to ensure long-term stability and growth. A solid framework should include risk identification, mitigation, and continuous monitoring. Proton can identify potential risks by conducting assessment using tools like risk matrices and prioritizing key risks. To manage these risks, strategies such as preventive control, supplier diversification, contingency planning, and risk transfer through insurance can be employed. Continuous monitoring of key risk indicator and regular reporting to management are essential to track progress and address emerging risks, ensuring effective decision making and accountability.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ahmad Azubanan. My metric number is 0621100665. So today I want to continue my part, which is risk management framework and risk architecture. For risk management framework, the first one is integration into organizational process. They have 2 points. The first one is governance and leadership, and second one is employee engagement. For governance and leadership, senior management must lead by example, demonstrating a commitment to risk management and ensuring its principles are applied consistently across all departments. This involves aligning risk management with Proton strategic goals such as improving vehicle safety, meeting regulatory requirements, and enhancing operational efficiency. And the second one is employee engagement. Employee engagement is talk about educating employees about risk management and encouraging proactive involvement at all levels is crucial. Employees should understand the importance of identifying risk in areas like production, supply chain, and market dynamics. Second is systematic risk identification and assessment. There are 3 points. The first one is identify risk, second is assessing risk, and the last one is decision making. For the first one, identify risk. Proton must truly identify potential risks from various sources. Internal risk may include production delay or quality issue. For external risk might involve economic downturn, regulatory changes, or geopolitical tension. Second is assessing risk. Assessing risk is talk about risk should be evaluated based on their likelihood and potential impact using both qualitative and quantitative method. And the last one is decision making. The outcome of risk assessment guide decision making, helping Proton determine which risk required immediate action and which can be monitored over time. Point number 3 is continuous monitoring and improvement. There are 4 points. The first one is monitoring risk, second is performance metric, third is audit and review, and the last one is adapting to changes. The first one is monitoring risk. Regulatory review existing risk control and tracking emerging risks in the operational environment, ensure that the framework remain effective. Second is performance metric. Establish clear metric linked to strategic objective, help evaluate the success of risk management effort and identify area for improvement. The third is audit and review. Conducting regular audit ensure compliance with safety, quality, and environmental standard. And the last one is adapting to changes. The automotive industry is dynamic with frequent changes in technology, market trend, and regulation. Proton must continuously refine its strategy to address this evolving challenge. Risk architecture for Proton Holding Berhad. The first one is comprehensive risk management. There are 3 points. The first one is risk categorized, second is through risk assessment, and the last one is tailored mitigation strategies. For the first one is risk categorization. Risks are grouped into operational, financial, strategic, and compliance categories enable Proton to prioritize and allocate resources effectively. Second is through risk assessment. Both internal, for example, is production, inefficient supply chain disruption, and external, for example, is marketing violation or regulatory shift. Risk should be carefully evaluated. This process helps understanding the likelihood and impact of each risk, ensuring strategic alignment with Proton objective. And the last one is tailored mitigation strategies. Proton should implement specific risk treatment plan based on the assessed risk. For instance, operational risk like manufacturing delay can be addressed through enhanced quality control, while compliance risk can be mitigated through regular audit and enhanced to regulatory requirement. Second is technological integration for risk monitoring. There are 3 points. The first one is predictive analytics, second is data-driven insight, and the last one is automation. Predictive analytics is talk about tools such as predictive analytics can be used to identify emerging risks before they escalate. For instance, analyze market trend and consumer behavior, help forecast potential sale decline or shift in demand. Second is data-driven insight. Technology enable Proton to track performance metric and key risk indicator KRIs, ensuring their mitigation efforts are effective and timely. And the last one is automation. Automated risk reporting tools streamline communication across departments, reducing the likelihood of error and delay in addressing issue. For example, is by delaying predictive.
Proton risk reporting ensures strong corporate governance by identifying and managing risks like supply chain issue, market change, and technology disruption. This process follows international standards like ISO 31000 step in Proton risk management process. Step 1 is identify risk. Staff identifies risks such as production delay or cybersecurity threats. Step 2, assess risk. Risks are rated on a 1 to 5 scale by likelihood and impact by prioritizing serious issue. Step 3, document and submit. Risks are recorded and sent to the risk management team, RMT. Step 4, propose solution. The RMT suggests prevention, contingency plans, or investment to reduce risk. Step 5, approval. Senior management review and approve strategy. And step 6, implement and monitor. Teams apply strategy and the RMT track result and update records. This table lists the key risks Proton face. Step-by-step explanation, which are Step 1, identifying risk. Each risk has a unique ID R1 to R5. Example, R1 production delay due to equipment issue, R2 supply chain disruption. Step 2, risk category. Risks are grouped into categories, which is operational risk, R1 production delay, R2 supply chain issue, information security risk, R3 cybersecurity threats, market risk, R4 which is market volatility, compliance risk, R5 which is regulatory risk. Step 3, assessing risk. Risks are rated on likelihood and impact scale of 1 to 5, which means the risk score equal likelihood multiplied by impact. Example, R2 likelihood for impact 5 has a higher score of 20, making it the most critical. So step 4, mitigation strategy. Each risk has specific strategy, which is R1 regular maintenance, R2 the create contingency plan, R3 improve firewalls, R4 monitor trend, R5 stay update on regulation.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nafika. I want to talk about risk assessment of Proton. So this part is about the type of risk Proton face based on its business nature, divided into 4 main categories. So firstly, operational risk. Proton must maintain consistent vehicle quality, which has been criticized in the past compared to international brands. Ensuring reliability is essential to compete globally. Second is financial risk. Proton face challenges such as fluctuating production costs, competitive market factors, and changes in energy market demand, all of which can impact profitability. The third is strategic risk. The success of Proton partnership is critical. A failure in strategic alliance could lead to unmet expectations and hinder the company's long-term goals. Then lastly, market risk. Proton face stiff competition, both domestically from companies like Proton and international from major car manufacturers such as Toyota and Honda, which could affect market share. By understanding this risk, Proton can develop strategies to address operational, financial strategy, and market challenges to remain competitive and sustainable in the automotive industry. So the next part for risk assessment of Protons is Proton's risk based on the PACE framework, which categorizes risk into political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors. Starting with political risk, which is changes in government policies, highlight the dependency of government subsidies, which, if reduced, it could impact operations and income. For economic risk, which is currency exchange fluctuation, this is affect the import and export of automotive parts and vehicles, while for global economic downturns, can decrease consumer spending on non-essential goods like cars. In social risk, changing consumer preference emphasize the need for Proton to realign vehicle types with modern customer demands. For demographic shift, note how aging population and urbanization influence trends in vehicle categories. Under technological risk, rapid technological advancement focus on the need for innovation in electrical vehicles, driverless car, and connected car technologies. And for cybersecurity threats, emphasize the potential for both internal and external breaches that could harm safety and trust. For legal risk, which is compliance with international regulation, this risk points out safety and emission standards that must be followed, while intellectual property rights stress the importance of protecting proprietary technologies from copying by competitors. Finally, under environmental risk, which is environmental regulation and standards, this highlight the legal and reputational consequences of failing to meet emissions and sustainability requirements. This structure analysis helps Proton identify and address risks strategically for long-term sustainability and competitiveness. So the last part of risk assessment for Protons is about a risk metric and a corresponding inlet, which are two used for risk analysis and management. The table on the left lists 10 different risks, each with its own likelihood, impact, and risk level. These risks are divided into 6 categories, which are political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental risks. Each category represents a different aspect of potential challenges an organization might face. For example, political risks include changes in government policies, which is assigned a high risk level of 20 due to its significant likelihood and impact. For economic risks like currency exchange fluctuations and global economic downturn, focus on financial challenges, while social risks such as changing consumer preference and demographic shift emphasize societal trends. Next, for technological risk is represented by rapid technological advancements, which has the highest risk level of 25, highlighting the critical impact of innovation and adaptation. For legal risks, such as compliance with international regulations and intellectual property risks, highlight the need to meet legal standards. Finally, environmental risks like environmental regulation and standards underscores the growing importance of sustainability. After that, on the right heat map, visualize this risk, mapping likelihood on the x-axis and impact on the y-axis. The color intensity indicates the risk level, with darker shades of red representing higher risk, while lighter yellow shades represent for lower risk. For instance, the red zones indicate critical risk requiring immediate attention, such as rapid technological advancements, with the highest risk level of 25. Meanwhile, risks in yellow or light orange zones, such as compliance with international regulations, are less but still required to monitor. So this clear visualization helps Proton to prioritize risk and focus effort on those with the highest likelihood and impact. Thank you. That's all from me.
7.0 risk response. 7.1 operational risk. Proton can reduce production errors and delays by implementing a robust quality management system that uses technologies like automation, AI, and digital prototyping. The action plan, Proton should adopt Six Sigma and lean manufacturing for continuous improvement, allocate funds for preventative maintenance, and conduct regular audits. 7.2 financial risk. To minimize financial risk, Proton should use hedging techniques to shield against currency fluctuations and diversify revenue streams by expanding into new markets and innovative products. For action plan, Proton can develop a financial risk management plan including cost control and currency hedging. Next, 7.3 strategic risk. Proton must emphasize adaptability and innovation to stay competitive. Conducting feasibility studies and market research before entering new markets or partnership is vital. For action plan, Proton can form a strategic planning committee to oversee projects and align them with company goals. For next, 7.4 market risk. A customer-centric approach is critical to understanding evolving clients' needs, such as the growth demands for EVs. For Proton Action Plan, they can launch EV and hybrid vehicle lines supported by aggressive marketing. They can partner with governments for incentive and infrastructure. Next, political risk. Proton should actively engage with policymakers to stay ahead of legislative change. For their action plans, Proton can establish a regulator affairs team to monitor policies change, work closely with government bodies and associations to advocate for supportive legislation. 7.6 technological risk. Investing in R&D is essential to keep pace with rapid technology change in EVs, autonomous vehicles, and connected car technologies. For action plan, allocate the significant budget for R&D and collaborate with leading academic institutions and IT companies. For 7.7 environmental risk, Proton must adopt sustainable manufacturing practice, invest in cleaner production methods, and align its strategy with global sustainability. Proton can set up sustainability team to oversee green initiatives, reduce waste, and use renewable energy. 7.8 legal risk. Compliance with international trade, safety, and environmental law is critical to avoiding legal risk. 7.9 social risk. Proton can align product designs with changing consumer preference, such as environmentally friendly vehicles or cars tailored for urban living and older customers.
The risk management training greatly enhanced our understanding of key concepts and techniques, including risk identification, assessment, mitigation, and monitoring. We gain practical tools to assess risk, develop mitigation plans, and foster a risk-aware culture through open communication and accountability. The seminar also highlighted the role of technologies such as risk management, software, and data analytics in improving decision making. With a systematic approach to managing risk, we are now confident in our ability to contribute to organizational risk management effort by identifying risks, implementing mitigation strategies, and making informed decisions.